Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Round Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. It is going to be the Fighters and the Hawks. It seems like we've been doing these two teams almost every weekend, but that is who it is going to be tonight, as it'll be Carter Stewart taking to the hill for the Hawks against Kenta Uhara for the Fighters. We're first of all going to give you the starting lineup from the visitors. From Hokkaido, leading off and playing first base is number 30, Yuya Gunji. Batting second in his center field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting tonight is number 2, Ariel Martinez. In the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 21, Kataro Kiyomiya. Batting fifth in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Batting seventh and in left field is number 5, Yuki Nomura. Batting in the seventh spot and playing shortstop is number 4, Daigo Kamikawakabata. Hitting eighth at second base is number 58, Taiki Nomura. Batting ninth and doing the catching is number 23, Tori Fushimi. And it is going to be the seventh start of the NPB season for Carter Stewart Jr. He has gone no less than 5 innings in his last 3 starts. He's got a 2-2 record on the year. He's worked 33 2/3 innings, 28 hits, 8 runs allowed, only 6 earned. The alarming number is the 18 walks in the 33 innings, but 32 strikeouts. He does have a sparkling ERA of 1.60. Well, he's completed his warm-up tosses, and we're about ready to get this one underway, as it is Gunji, Matsumoto, and Martinez here to face the American right-hander to get things going in the bottom of the first. Our friend Steve Rademacher and Dinger in the house tonight. We welcome you and everybody else who's going to jump in with us along the way. The first pitch of the ball game from Stewart is a fastball taken at the knees at 95 miles an hour, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Gunji. Gunji batting .311 on the year. He's got a homer and 10 runs batted in. Hitting from the right side against the right-hander, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Gunji. We may be doing a double dip here tonight, so if you guys are going to be up and burning the midnight oil, depending on how this game finishes, there's going to be a game at 1 a.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Eastern, and we're trying to get ourselves stretched out and warmed up to see if we can do 2 for the price of 1 tonight. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats behind the first base dugout. The count remains 0-2 to Gunji. Good crowd tonight at the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka, as we would expect it to be a sellout or pretty darn close to it. As the right-hander gets ready to deliver, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Gunji in the books for out number 1. That's 1 strikeout here for Carter Stewart. And that's going to bring up the checked out the left fielder, or the center fielder tonight. It is the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. Thought my penmanship was a little bit incorrect, but it is the center fielder, as it is Yuki Nomura who's in left. So Matsumoto strides to the plate. He's hitting .271 with 3 homers and 23 RBIs. He bats here from the right side. We normally see Matsumoto playing in left field. As the right-hander Stewart delivers a first pitch fastball that swung on and fouled away. It's down the right field line, reaches the seats. The count is 0-1. For these two ball clubs, it is the right-handed hitting Matsumoto who is here. These two ball clubs, the Fighters, are nestled in last place right now in the Pacific League. They are 19 games back of the Buffaloes. As the fastball misses down and in, the count is 1-1. And on the other side of the coin, the Hawks are 3 games ahead of the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles for 3rd place. There's a fastball check swing fouled away. Count goes to 1-2 on Matsumoto. The Buffaloes are in first place in the Pacific League. The Marines are in second. Surprisingly, the Marines. I wouldn't have picked the Marines to be in the top 3 at the end of the year, but they played pretty solid baseball all season long. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stewart ready to go again as he gets his signal from Takuya Kai. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to third. Richard fields it. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Matsumoto on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Ariel Martinez. Well, defensively tonight for the Hawks, it is from left field to right field, it's Kensuke Kondo in left. The center fielder is Taisi Makihara. And the right fielder is Shu Masuda. Around the horn from first to third, it is Akira Nakamura at first. The second baseman is Masaki Momori. At short, it is Kenta Imamiya. The third baseman is Richard with the battery of Stewart and Kai. I'll have to keep you up to date here. We lost our A feed for a little bit, so we'll have to be relying on our B feed, and our B feed is giving us a little glitch as well, as the first pitch delivered to Ariel Martinez misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to the Cuban. Right-handed hitting, designated hitter type. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Martinez. So 2 balls and no strikes. Sometimes have to get away from the chat because our feed is a little bit of a challenge. So here comes the 2-0 offering to Martinez, and Stewart delivers a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. That runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Generally speaking, the stuff that we get out of the Pacific League is pretty reliable. Sometimes it's sketchy in the Central League, depending upon where we're picking up our feed. But regardless, we're glad to have you guys with us. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Over to cut it off is the center fielder, Makihara, and it's going to hold Martinez to a long single. And he is aboard here as the runner on first with 2 gone. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Well, for Kiyomiya, he's batting .290 on the year. He's got 9 homers and 30 runs batted in. We noted with Stewart a couple outings ago, he really had a lot of difficulties pitching from the stretch. His last outing we watched was better than the previous outing. He looked like he was having a hard time repeating his delivery, but he was absolutely electric from the windup. Here comes the offering to Kiyomiya. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field, and coming hard and making the catch is the right fielder Masuda, and that is going to end the inning here for the Fighters. Well, Kiyomiya hit the ball on the screws right to the glove of the right fielder for the third out of the inning. Well, there was no runs for the Fighters in the inning. There was 1 hit. That was the single by Martinez. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through a half inning. Your score is the Fighters 1, the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the first when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. The starting lineup tonight for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. We'll give you the batting order to face Kenta Uhara, who takes to the hill for the Fighters. Leading off is going to be the second baseman, Masaki Momori. He'll be followed by the right fielder, number 33, Shu Masuda. He's in right field. Batting third is the DH, Yuki Yanagita. He is wearing number 9. Batting in the cleanup spot is Kensuke Kondo. He wears number 3. Batting in the 5 spot is number 8, Taisi Makihara. He's in center field tonight. Batting 6th at third base is Richard. He wears number 52. Batting in the 7th spot is Akira Nakamura. He wears number 7 and plays first base. Kenta Imamiya is in the 8th spot. He wears number 6 and he's the shortstop. And batting 9th is Takuya Kai, and he wears number 19. That is your lineup for the Hawks. On the mound tonight for the Fighters, it's Kenta Uhara, as we mentioned. He's 1-4 on the year. He's worked 56 2/3 innings. He's allowed 63 hits, 23 runs, 17 have been earned. He's walked 16 and struck out 42, and he's got an ERA of 2.70. So Uhara is going to face Momori, Masuda, and Yanagita here to get things going in the half of the inning. And the first pitch is on the way, and it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike at the count 0-1. Our friend Shotgun Shell in the house tonight. He was been promoted to a moderator, so congratulations there, Shotgun Shell. You now have a wrench next to your name, whether you like it or not. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. And our friend Titus is in the house here as well. We welcome you to the stream. Glad you could stop by. We may be doing a doubleheader tonight, so stick around for a 1 a.m. Pacific first pitch. There's a breaking ball that's waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Yomiuri. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yomiuri to be followed by Masuda here as the lefty kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in and making the catch is Nomura, and that's going to retire Yomiuri for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Shumasuda. Haven't really looked to see if there is the UFC tonight. Usually we end up with a late arriving crowd when the UFC is in the house. And I haven't taken a look. I don't follow the UFC like other folks do that are in our stream. And we do appreciate the athleticism of those athletes. That is for sure. It's just never been something I have followed. I was more of a pugilist myself, preferred the sweet science of the boxing. There's a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Masuda. But St. Pierre, was it George St. Pierre from Quebec, was one of those few UFC fighters I actually give a little bit of attention to. There's a fastball that is swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Moving back and making the catch onto the warning track is Matsumoto. And that is going to retire Masuda for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away here for the Hawks. That is going to bring up Yuki Yanagita, the designated hitter. Well, for Yanagita, he's hitting .307 on the season. He's got 15 homers and 57 runs batted in. As he strides to the plate, ready to face Uhara here for the first time in this one. As the lefty matchup begins, it's a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Uhara missed his spot there as Takuya Kai was set up on the outside corner. The pitch was able to clip the inside part of the plate. Here's the 0-1 offering, and it's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, once this game is completed, if we can get this game done by midnight Pacific, then the 1 a.m. first pitch is looking like a definite happening. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Yanagita. Yanagita enjoying a nice season. He's hitting .307 with the 15 homers and 57 runs batted in. Between him and Kondo, they are just feeding off of one another in the batting order. They really haven't been able to get a third or a fourth hitter to follow along with them. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes now to 2-2. You think of when Ballantine and Yurizabel Graciel were really going a few years ago. Both of those players were fantastic to have in the lineup as a complement to Yanagita. Of course, Kondo was a fighter up until this season. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. But Graciel's days are done. I understand he is in the Mexican League. That's the last sighting I've had of him. Of course, Ballantine had signed midway through the years. Really hasn't had the impact that they hoped he would have. Of course, neither had Willens Astudillo nor Freddie Galvis, as that fastball misses outside. The count goes to 3-2 on Yanagita. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dinger jumps in and says, no longer a channel for free speech, I see. I'm not sure who you're referring to, if that's to Shotgun Shell or the living room who was putting out bans. There's a fastball that swung on. It is grounded foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Generally speaking, as we mentioned before, it was the living room was giving a hard time there to Shotgun Shell. Shotgun Shell's been one of our supporters for quite a while there, so we want to make sure our mods are doing the right thing and the right stuff. Refereeing is the right piece to do it. There's a fastball swung on and lifted into shallow center field. Coming in on it is the center fielder Matsumoto, and he makes the catch, and that is going to do it. 3 fly balls in the inning all end up as outs. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through one complete inning. It is the Fighters no score and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with all the action. We appreciate you guys for being here. Top of the second inning coming up after this. And I know our friend Shotgun Shell's going to love this. We've got 4 new commercials from our friend Matt Hollis. And check him out. They're kind of interesting. He is Matt Hollis, the artist.
I've wanted to try this for a while. I want to try to make a wave. This is going to be the eye.
That's right, everybody. You get a chance to check out Matt after the game, but we'll come back with part 2 of his artistry in the next half inning. We'll be right back in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us. Your score is 0-0. Rhodes Scholar in the house joining us tonight as well. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the second inning, and it is going to be Chusei Manami, Yuki Nomura, and Daigo Kamikawa Kabata to come to the plate. And the first pitch delivered to Manami is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Manami. Manami with 18 homers and 54 RBIs. He's also got a 273 batting average. As the pitch is on the way, it is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Manami. So no balls and 2 strikes. We noticed that in the last couple of games that Stewart does break out a split finger pitch from time to time. And now it's no balls and 2 strikes. There's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul on the first base side of home plate. Count remains at 0-2. I will also say this about Stewart is that one of the things that we've noted in his other starts is we have to be, I don't want to say cautious, but he has to be concerned about the possibility of making too good of pitches with 0-2. There's a breaking ball swung on. This one's tapped foul over on the third base side. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Was very economical in the first inning. Only 14 pitches to the Fighters hitters. As Manami here waits on the offering from the right-hander who delivers a fastball swung on and missed. Stewart walked the ladder, and he blew it by Manami up in the strike zone. He's gone for out number 1 here, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yuki Nomura. So Stewart flashing the heat. He retires Manami for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring Nomura to the plate. Nomura batting .243 on the season with 10 homers and 37 runs batted in. The right-hander Stewart rocks into the motion and delivers the first pitch fastball under the hands for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nomura batting at .243, as we said, with 10 homers and 37 RBIs. There's some pop in the Fighter's stick. And there's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side of home plate. The count now goes to 0-2. Rhodes Scholar said, or Dinger said that he missed the outrage from the living room the other night. The living room got in here late, wasn't around for the whole evening. And there were a couple other people that should have got the timeout. Whatever happened to Jimmy Wynn? There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Jimmy comes in, and he's very active in the chat, which is never a problem. Sometimes he gets himself a little bit carried away. It was good to have him in the chat because he made things lively, and that's what we like sometimes, a lively chat. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. It squirts away from Kai. He has to retrieve it in foul territory. He picks it up and throws to first. That's going to go down as a strikeout, 2-3 in the books for the second out of the inning, and that is the third strikeout on the night for Carter. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. Well, for Kamikawa Kabata on the year, he's hitting a .194. He's got no homers and 14 RBIs. He hasn't been able to make the adjustment back. He had a nice rookie year last year, but he wasn't able to do it. There's a fastball swung on his, grounded up the middle. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Another 2-out single here given up by Stewart. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Taiki Narama. Our friend CB baseball card collector in the house, he said he's dead tired today. Yesterday, I was going to do the game between the Giants and the BayStars, that second game of the series. We're having some problems making sure we get a reliable feed, and then I had something else come up in the early evening. Wasn't able to do it. I was thinking about doing a late game, and then we couldn't do that either. So, but we are going to try to make up tonight and do a double dip. And here's a pitch. It's a fastball that's swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. CV says, would they cut a guy like that, hitting $1.94? Yeah, the thing is, Kamikawa Kabata was his rookie season last year, so he's going to get more looks. He is a middle infielder, and he is a slick fielder. He does play. He's getting the start at shortstop tonight. We've seen him at short and at second. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Narama. Narama gets the start at second. We saw him at short last week. He's hitting .244 with the 2 homers and 11 RBIs. But with regards to Kamikawa Kabata, he is a little bit older for a rookie. He was 25 last year. He's 26 this season. He hit .291 in his rookie year in 261 at-bats. This year he's hitting nearly 100 points lower. So he hasn't been able to make the adjustment as the league has adjusted to him. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Narama strikes out. Carter strikes out the side for the third out of the inning here. No runs in the inning. There was the hit by Kamikawa Kabata. No errors and 1 runner left the board. We're through 1.5. Your score is the Fighters 0, the Hawks 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. We got our friend Tyler in the house here tonight as well. We thank everybody for being here with us. Here's part 2 of our friend from Matt Hollis as he is showing us his artistry. We'll be right back in just a bit, but that's Matt Hollis, and he's got a couple more for us. He's doing a little bit of spray paint art for you in between innings. I'll keep you alive. You'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Hawks. That means Kensuke Kondo, Taisi Makihara, and Richard. So those will be the 3 coming to bat. Kondo, Makihara, and Richard here to face the left-hander Kenta Uehara. Uehara retired all 3 batters he faced in the top of the inning on fly ball outs. As we mentioned, there is a strong chance we're going to be on for a doubleheader here tonight. So if you guys are going to be up late, it is going to be another one at 1 a.m. We're leaning towards the Lions and the Marines as the pitch is delivered. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for a ball to Kondo. But we are going to have to check the forecast and the weather. I know there's been some inclement weather in the certain areas in Japan. So if they are playing outdoors, it may not be the wisest decision. I have to check the forecast for the Buffaloes and Eagles. There's a fastball that's taken on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1 on Kondo. So if you are around late night and want to stick around for some more, it'll be us again in the wee morning hours. 1 ball and 1 strike as the lefty delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. And the count now goes to 2-1 on Kondo. Kondo hitting 301 on the season, as we said in the last half inning. Him and Yanagita feeding off one another. Kondo's got 17 homers and 65 runs driven in. The lefty kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 3-1. I had a few exchanges with our friend Rhodes Scholar. We were talking about, he's trying to learn some of the history of the Japanese baseball. Dinger asked the question if there's a good link for weather in the NPB. I just really go to weather.com, and I have Tokyo, Osaka, and the area's Chiba bookmarked, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. Kondo's got to get himself a leadoff walk here to start the second inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Shotgun Shell says, train by day, last Raps baseball by night, all day. There you go, Shotgun Shell. We'll see how that's going to go. We're going to try to get that second one in. Actually, I wasn't sure I was going to do even a second one tonight, but I got about a 3-hour nap in this afternoon. I had a bit of a splitting headache. We've had some weird weather and some interesting weather pattern changes up here. We're in for what is deemed a heat wave in British Columbia. They're calling for upper 80-degree temperatures. As the pitch is delivered, it's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And the part is that it took about a 3-hour nap, so I'm good to go probably till 4 or 5 in the morning at least. Maybe even do a triple header if there was the 3 games available to do. So no balls and 1 strike to Makihara as he bats with a runner at first and nobody out. He's hitting 273. He's got a couple homers and 28 RBIs. He squares the bunt. He drops it down the first baseline. It's a good one. Off the mound to field it is Ohari. Throws it in the dirt. And that is going to reach. Makihara is going to reach safely. Couldn't take care of the baseball. Advancing to second is Kondo. We're going to see how they're going to score that. I don't know if he would have beaten it out regardless. We're going to get another look at it on the replay. It was not quite your sacrifice bunt. It was a drag bunt down the first base line. Ohara fielded it, and he had to throw it almost into the runner. He bounced it into the ground. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to put that in the books as an E1. And that's going to bring up Richard, the third baseman, to hit here with runners at first and second. And nobody out. So Richard comes to the plate batting 159. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. He's got that slightly open stance here against the left-handed throwing Ohara, and he delivers a breaking ball down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. We'll get that official scoring as soon as it becomes available. But as I said, as far as I'm concerned, that is an error in my books. Ohara needed to make that play. He's got himself in a pickle now. But no, it looks like they've awarded that as a hit. I can't believe that. It looks like that is going to be a base hit here. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is line to the third baseman, Kiyomiya. He wheels to second, and it's not going to be in time. But, oh, boy, Richard Sunagawa hit that one on the screws. Just hammered that thing right to the third baseman. Leaping play by Kiyomiya. He does a 180, quick reaction. A nice job there by the runner, Kondo, retreating back to second base. That is going to retire Richard for the first out of the inning. He's gone. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. I've got to say, Richard's probably feeling snake bitten there. He's not been off to a good start since he's been inserted into the lineup in terms of batting, and then he hits the ball on the screws and hits it right to the glove of the third baseman. So here comes the first offering from Ohara. It's a fastball taken for a called strike by Nakamura. Nakamura is batting .269. He's got 3 homers and 27 runs driven in. Left-hander against the left-hander. As he waits here on the offering from Ohara. And the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to short. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice. So safely is where Nakamura will reach. It's going to advance Kondo to third. But Makihara is going to be gone. And that is going to be a fielder's choice, 6-4 to erase him for out number 2. That'll bring up the shortstop, Kenta Emamiya. Well, for Imamiya, he's hitting .239 on the year with 6 homers and 27 RBIs. The light hit, every time we say the light hitting shortstop is usually when he puts the ball into the seats. We've done that a couple of times this year. So if you're a Fighters fan, I might have to bite my tongue on that. Tyler's in the house tonight. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Tyler says no action tonight on the games, but he's going to be passively rooting for the Fukuoka Ball Club. Front Road Scholar says Richard has a big swing. He's got a long swing, that is for sure. Here comes the 0-1 pitch as the lefty kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. On his horse is Matsumoto. He reaches and makes the catch. Oh, that would have been trouble if that would have got to the wall. But the Fighters center fielder able to haul it in for the third out of the inning. And some relief there from the pitcher Uehara, who got some gold glove defense behind him on that one. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, so says the scorekeeper. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 2 complete innings. Your score is the Fighters nothing and the Hawks nothing. Stick around. We'll be back with the top of the third in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here. Here's part 3 of our friend Matt Hollis painting away.
All right, so I'm going to finish this little beach scene.
Final episode of that Matt Hollis is coming up here in just a couple moments. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Just trying to multitask and keep up with the chat here tonight. It's about 1:31 time in Japan right now, so it is in the afternoon. This game is being played indoors. I've only seen the PayPay Dome open one time. In fact, I didn't even know it was a retractable dome until it was a night game that we were calling one night and happened to see the dome open. It was pretty cool. There was a first pitch fastball delivered by Carter Stewart that misses outside to Tori Fushimi for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Fushimi batting 192 on the season with a couple of homers and 11 RBIs. There is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Shotgun Shell threatening says if it doesn't say last Raps baseball, he's going to leave for an inning. Well, you're just going to have to stay tuned. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. And it is correct. It is 1:30 Sunday afternoon in Japan. So on the West Coast, they're about 14 hours ahead. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Fushimi. That's going to be strikeout number 5 here for Carter in the early going. He is absolutely carving here tonight. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Yuya Gunji to the plate. And for Gunji, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out to begin the ball game. The right-hander Stewart has his mojo going now as the right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers a breaking ball that spiked up to the plate for ball 1. The count's 1-0. Gunji has seen his average drop to .307 on the season with the homer and 10 RBIs. Taylor says you're technically time traveling. In some ways, actually, when you come back is when you're time traveling. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. When I leave Japan, my flight, or actually when I leave Korea, my flight is like something like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a fastball that is swung on. This is lined to the left fielder, Kondo, and he's going to make the catch on the run. That's going to retire Gunji for the second out of the inning. So he's gone for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Go Matsumoto. I think I leave at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon out of Korea, and I arrive the same day at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Los Angeles. So in essence, I've left at 4 p.m. and I'm arriving at 1 p.m., something crazy like that. It's a pretty wild experience. So here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball delivered to Matsumoto. He misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. It's a neat experience. Like, it's something that you've never seen before. I've never felt before like that. There's a fastball that misses, and the count's 2-0. I wonder what those people who are flat earthers would think about that. And CV says if his plane was faster, it would be time travel. Yeah, can you imagine flying the Concorde? There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Matsumoto. Especially that the date line in the Pacific Ocean, when you get across that. Flying to Maui, of course, unfortunately for all those people in Maui, I send my hearts out to them. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count now at 2-2 to Matsumoto. I've had a chance to get to the basketball tournament at the Maui Classic back in 2013 and 2014. Absolutely love my time in Maui. If you've never had a chance to get to Hawaii or to get to Maui, you've got to do it in your lifetime. That should be a bucket list thing for everybody. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count's 3-2. It's like going to a different country within the United States. It's just a different tempo, a different pace, a different lifestyle. It's really, really nice. And to see what's happened there with the wildfires and wiping out pretty much that whole town of Lahaina, it's really sad to see. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. And the pattern continues here is with 2 out. Stewart has allowed a hit in each of the first 2 innings, and now he has walked the batter Matsumoto here, not able to retire the inning 1-2-3. So Matsumoto aboard with a walk. That's going to bring up Ariel Martinez to the plate. Martinez has a single in his only trip to the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight. Dinger says a big edge in their football team is like 2-10. And technically, they should have an advantage at times because of the time zones. But in a lot of ways, they don't. Some of their programs over there are a bit of a hassle. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. CV said his university played the Rainbow Warriors back in the 90s. Shotgun Shells asks if Dinger's in here, wants to give us first ever timeout. We don't have to throw the flags on Dinger. Dinger's all right, too. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and counts 1-0 to Martinez. Sorry, that was the replay. I'm laughing at the throw over to first base. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Martinez. The runner at first is Matsumoto. 2 gone here in the 3rd inning as the right-hander works to the set. And now he delivers. It's a fastball that bounces to the plate, and the count now goes to 2-0. I thought, Shotgun, you would reserve that for the living room for sure. Welcome him in. Welcome to the living room. You've been timed out. Yeah, it does affect the other teams for sure. And when you think about it, even in the NFL, and you think about the teams that are in Los Angeles that have to go to New York to be able to play, I often find it's easier to go east to west than it is west to east. Here's the pitch as the runner is on the way. It's a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike. Throws down to second base. It's not in time. Yomiuri applied the tag. They're going to see if they want to take a look at it. Going to see if the fighters are going to go upstairs. If not, it's going to be a stolen base for Matsumoto. We're going to get a look at it on the replay as well. If it is, that'll be the 10th of the year for the center fielder of the fighters. It was a good throw by Takuya Kai, right on the money. We're going to have a look here. Tag was a little bit high. It's worth taking a look at as far as I'm concerned. But looks like the Hawks are going to let that one go, and we're going to carry on. The throw was up the line a little bit. As here comes the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes to 3-1 on Martinez. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Crowd is in good form. Lots of fans from Hokkaido, the visitors, surprisingly. And the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball that is lifted into deep right field. Moving back onto the warning track, looking up, and this one is going to be gone. A home run for Martinez. He goes the other way off of Stewart. Everything, all the damage again happening here with 2 outs. And now we got a 2-0 lead for Hokkaido as Martinez rounds the bases. And they open up the scoring here in the 3rd inning. A 2-out walk and then the home run. That is a recipe for disaster all the time. And now the Fighters are in the lead 2-0. As I mentioned earlier, the walks have hurt Stewart this year. 18 walks in his 33 2/3 innings. And then, of course, the 3rd inning tonight, not being able to put the Fighters away with 2 out, has also reared its ugly head. We saw that a couple of weeks ago when we watched Stewart pitch. So that's going to bring Kotaro Kiyomiya to the plate. And the first pitch is swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Coming over underneath it is the right fielder, Masuda. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. But the damage has been done in the inning. It was a 2-run homer by Ariel Martinez. Has put the Fighters out in front. 2 runs on the benefit of 1 hit. No errors and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Fighters 2, the Hawks 0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate y'all for listening in here with us tonight. Part 4 of Matt Hollis on the way. There you go, folks. Yet another Hollis build. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd as the Fighters are now enjoying a 2-0 lead, courtesy of a 2-run homer by Ariel Martinez. That is, for him on the season, his 14th blast, 52 RBIs for the big fella. Both of his hits have come here tonight, so the Cuban is enjoying himself now in the Fighters uniform. Got off to a bit of a slow start, but he's putting it together now. Carter Stewart, as we said, 5 strikeouts in his 3 innings of work. But it was the problem in putting the batters away right now, which seems to be the problem in each of the first 3 innings, getting the first 2 outs quickly and then letting the offense off the hook. The first pitch to Kai is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes even at 1-1. Last night, the Fighters put a beatdown on the Hawks, a 9-0 victory for the Fighters, as the Hawks just really can't quite get it going. It was Ray Takahashi taking the loss. He dropped to 0-2 on the year. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kai. Hiromi Oda got the win. He improved his record to 500 at 6-6 on the year. Left-hander O'Hara ready to go to work again. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Takuya Kai. The opening game of the series, the Hawks knocked off the Fighters 7-4. It was Yuki Matsumoto who picked up his win in relief. He improved his record to 2-2. There was a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. Count remains at 2-2 to Kai. It was Akita who took the loss for the Fighters, and Roberto Osuna had picked up his 17th save of the year. That was the Friday games. We did the game between the Giants and the BayStars that night, as the BayStars had knocked off the Giants 4-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Kai. Mario Marino says he's on the Hawks at 1.5 plus 1.5 on a live. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right center field. Coming underneath it is Manami. He's there to make the catch. That's going to retire Kai for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. Momori 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up. Interesting note so far, of the 7 outs in the ball game, 5 of them have been flyouts to the outfield. In fact, 6 of the 7 outs have come in the air of some form. So O'Hara does allow the ball to get up in the air, as that first pitch breaking ball is waved at and missed by Momori, and the count is quickly 0-1. So keep your eye on that. The balls can fly out of the Fukuoka Stadium at the PayPay Dome. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped softly over to the pitcher. O'Hara has to field it again. He throws it to first. That was very similar to the bunt that he spiked into the ground, but that is going to retire Momori. Gunji had to make the play. Tough play there because the runner's getting down the baseline and he doesn't want to throw it into the back of the runner. Momori did a pretty good job of staying in foul territory once he got to the 45-foot stripe. And it was an athletic play as he had to throw off one leg across his body. That's going to go into the books as a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Shu Masuda. Well, for Masuda, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. He takes the first pitch fastball low for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Masuda batting from the right side. His average has slipped to 206. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs as he swings at a breaking ball and fouls that one into the camera well. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Currently, this is the only game going on across the NPB. A couple of games are going to get going at the top of the hour as the Giants and the BayStars will get going from the Egg in Tokyo. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. And at the Bantalin Dome, or in Nagoya, it'll be the Carp and the Dragons, as that game will be going off as well. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is here to Masuda, as the lefty works from the stretch position. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. Fielded by the shortstop, Kamikawa Kabata. He throws to first. That's going to put Masuda in the books on a ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning. And the Hawks go quietly yet again here, as that is now six in a row here, retired by the left-hander O'Hara. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the top of the 4th inning. Your score is the Fighters 2, the Hawks 0. Where is our friend Zay tonight? Because we would think he would have been in here pulling for the Fighters. We'll be back here in just a couple moments right after this. That's right, everybody. We're going to the top of the fourth inning. This game's skipping along at a pretty good clip. We'll be back here in just a few. This is a message that is shotgun shell approved. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat here in the top of the fourth inning. As it'll be Chusei Manami, Yuki Nomura, and Daigo Kawakabata. Road Scholar says also approved. Tyler says hot Asian ladies. There you go. Shotgun Shell says the sample size. Tyler approves that message. So we have a number of people pounding it out. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Manami, and the count's 1-0. Manami struck out his first time up here against the right-hander Stewart, who delivers a breaking ball that swung on and lifted foul down the first base line. And the count is 1-1 to Manami. Manami, as we said, has 18 homers and 54 runs driven in on the year. Batting here against the right-hander Stewart, who kicks and delivers. There's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. I got some work to do when I'm in Japan. As I told our friend Shotgun Shell, I'm going to do a special one for him for when I come back. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Manami. Friend Tyler says the under is 6.5. I'm not sure about that, especially if the Hawks are going to be able to come back in this one, and I think they probably will. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Manami down on strikes for the second time tonight. He goes into the books. That is now strikeout number 6 here for Stewart. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Yuki Nomura. For Nomura, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. The right-hander, Carter Stewart, rocks into the windup. And he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. We got Pingy G or Pingy G in the house. Thanks for the good calls, and we appreciate it. And he says, let's go Fighters. As there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field, drifting back in front of the warning track, and making the catch is Taisi Makihara. I'll put Nomura away for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kawakabata. Tyler says if it doesn't hit, it's just something to cheer for. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, I remember when your trip was 107 days away. Now it's less than 7. Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. Going to have a good time with that. As the offering here from Stewart is delivered. It's a bunt. It's dropped down. Stewart fields it barehanded. He fires to first. That's going to retire Kawakabata. He tried to bunt for a base hit, but he left that ball, chopped it up into the ground too much as Stewart is able to put it away. It goes as a ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Fighters in their half of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score is the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 2, Fukuoka nothing. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate y'all for jumping in here with us tonight. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations. Maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart. Visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Rouse Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Yuki Yanagita, Kensuke Kondo, and Taisi Makihara to come to bat to face the left-hander Kenta Uhara, who has been just sparkling so far here tonight. He has only allowed one hit in his 3 innings of work thus far, as the Fighters have themselves a 2-0 lead as we move to the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2-3-0 for the Fighters, 0-1-0 for the Hawks is the line score in this one. As we said, we appreciate everybody who is listening in with us here tonight, as we are going to be, more than likely, we're going to try to call a second game here tonight. So if you guys are going to be up late, the way this game's moving along, game number 2 is an easy call for us to be able to do, as a breaking ball is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Yanagita. Yanagita flew out to center field his first time up, and there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. This game here has had some pretty good pace to it in the early goings for a Sunday matinee in Japan. Here's the 0-2, as it is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and that's going to retire Yanagita. Uhara took a little something off of that pitch, had Yanagita way out in front. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. And by my books, that is the first strikeout for the lefty Uhara here today. Shotgun Shell says, keep your betting accounts open, boys. Yeah, it's going to be that time. It's nail-biting time. Here comes the first offering from the lefty. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1 to Kondo. Kondo walked his first time up. He's having a nice season in Fukuoka, his first there. He's got a 301 average with 17 homers and 65 runs driven in. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. We were asking about Zay over there a minute ago, but now he has shown up, pounding his fist, saying, go Fighters. We're saying, where is Zay tonight? One of the Fighters games that we're calling, and he's not here. But we welcome him to the stream. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kondo, as the lefty delivers. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. So Zay, if you were asking last week for a double dip or a double header, tonight might be your night. We're looking at doing 2 for this evening, as we missed out on last night. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes to 3-1 on Kondo. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Left-hander gets his sign from his catcher, and now he works to the belt. And here's the offering. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and now the count runs full to 3-2 on Kondo. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. The other things that we've been doing a lot of recently is we've been putting out some short videos. We've been doing some highlight stuff, and so we put out a bunch today. If you haven't checked them out, you get a chance, go ahead and do it. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled off into the catcher Fushimi, and the count remains at 3-2. It's a great catch by Yuli Gurriel today, as he made the catch and fell into the screen. We also put one up, a Sal Frelick of the Brewers, falling into the netting to make catches, but the Gurriel one, he fell into the trash can, which for Houston Astros haters would really appreciate that. That is for sure. Here's the 3-2. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded in through the 4-hole into right field for a base hit. And Kondo is aboard with a 1-out single here. That's only the second hits for the Hawks so far tonight. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He had the only other hit by the Fighters in this one, and it was a dicey hit, in my opinion, as it was a bunt that was down the first base line. I thought it could have easily been ruled an error to the pitcher, but the scorer in Fukuoka saw things otherwise. That's what you get for home field or home team scoring. So Makihara here waiting on the offering from the lefty Uhara, who delivers a first pitch breaking ball that misses down and away for ball one. Count is 1-0. Walking Spotted Bear also raising his hand and says he is here tonight too. We welcome you into the stream. And the lefty delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes even to 1-1 on Makihara. Tyler says, shout out to Wes Wilson. Yeah, that was one of our shorts the other day. Wes Wilson hitting a home run in his first major league at bat. If he doesn't do anything else the rest of his career, he's got a memory that will last the lifetime. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's chopped slowly over to second. They go to 2 for 1, and they come back to first. It's not going to be in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Kondo 4 to 6. He's gone for out number 2. Makihara with his wheels able to beat out the throw on the backside. So he is aboard on the back end on that fielder's choice, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Richard. Well, for Richard tonight, he's 0 for 1. He hit an absolute scorcher to third base as Kataro Kiyomiya had to crawl up the ladder to make the catch to retire his opposite number. So Richard batting here against the left-hander Uhara. With 2 gone here in the last of the 4th inning, and he swings at a first pitch fastball and lifts that one foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side. Shotgun Shell says he saw that and a no-hitter as well. Yeah, Michael Lorenzen absolutely electric in his first home start for the Philadelphia Phillies. As they giving us the update 9-0 yesterday. Yeah, we went through the recap earlier that this is a rubber match game, so to speak, in this one. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Fighters coming in to try to get the getaway game here to take 2 out of 3 in the series. Actually, I have to go back on that. That last pitch was a changeup. We don't see a lot of changeups in the Japanese league. That was of the pitchfork variety. Had the depth of a breaking ball. And there's another changeup that is swung on and tapped foul behind home plate. The count remains at 0-2. Yeah, nice pickup for the Phillies getting Michael Lorenzen. He'll help him down the stretch. Got a chance to watch him quite a bit in Detroit this year with the Tigers. He was their only all-star representative, and that should have had an asterisk to it. Here comes the 0-2. As the lefty delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Richard. I say that because Lorenzen's record wasn't particularly the best. I'm not sure if he was all-star worthy, but on a team like the Tigers, there's very few selections of who you can pick that up. Tyler said he saw that the Hawks lost at home 9-0 yesterday. Yeah, you lose 9-0 at home. There's got to be some chatter amongst the group as that fastball misses down and the count now goes to 2-2. Can't be losing on your home field 9-0 to the team that's in last place. That's rough. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the lefty delivers, there is a breaking ball swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. Fushimi picks it up. He has to throw to first. And that is going to retire Richard. That's a strikeout 2-3 to end the inning for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 4 complete. Your score is the Fighters in the lead. As our friend B-Baller in the house, we welcome you here to the stream. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, everybody. Appreciate you for popping in here tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. It is the Hawks and the Fighters, 2-0 for the Fighters in this one. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Another one of our coveted Japanese cheerleaders videos. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat. It will be Taiki Narayama, Tori Fushimi, and the top of the order, Yuya Gunji. He faced the right-hander Carter Stewart, who begins his 5th inning of work, and there's a first pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Narayama tonight getting the start at second base. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. As Stewart rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. B-Baller says WNBA and UFC is where it's at. Yeah, a lot of people, in fact, I think our friend Tyler in here was banging the drum on the WNBA. UFC, to me, there can be some unpredictability there as well. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 1-2 on Narayama. Word I would use to describe Narayama in his last at-bat was overmatched. I'd be curious to see if they're going to walk the ladder here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that's down, but it's swung on and fouled away over on the right field line. The count remains at 1-2. When Stewart walked the ladder on Narayama, he blew it right by him the last time. All his pitches right now here have been down in the zone. Tyler says the WNBA can be a toss-up sometimes too. There's a breaking or a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away over by the third base coach's box. Count remains at 1-2. Just as a reminder, we are going to take a little mini break in the 5th inning when it is going to be the what we like to call the Japanese halftime, or maybe the Pacific League halftime. There's the 1-2 pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on. This ball is hooked down the left field line into the corner. It's going to be trouble. It's going to be extra bases. Over to field it is Kondo, and cruising into second base with a leadoff double here is Narayama. So he is aboard here. The Fighters are got something going with nobody out here, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. I don't know if it's Pingy or Pingy, and I apologize either way if I've got it wrong. He says sleeping tennis is where it's at. Yeah, tennis can be interesting as well. One of the fellas that I listen to, one of these streamers, is Shrembini, who's a tennis coach over in Germany. And one of the things that he talks about globally is he says sometimes you'll see players, and especially how they'll, I don't want to use the word tank sets, but if they win a set, or if they're ahead in a set or they're down in a set, sometimes they only do the minimum. As Fushimi's already squaring the bunt here against the right-hander Stewart. The pitch is on the way. It's fastball, and it's popped up, and it is almost caught by the catcher, Kai. He had to come up the first baseline. So no balls and 1 strike to Fushimi. As Ace says, he's got a bookie for tennis. Yeah, it's sometimes I find it to be a little bit interesting. You know, the tennis stuff, guys will, you know, if they're down 4-1 in a set, they'll just sort of play it out, but try to make the person who's leading work hard, and they just sort of pace themselves. Sometimes I find that to be annoying when they don't play all the way, but they're playing because they know what the score is and the points are. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball that misses outside. Again, Fushimi squared the bunt, but he took that one. Fighters looking to push Narayama over to third, as it'll be the top of the order in Gunji, Matsumoto, and Martinez to come to bat. But I can also understand it. You're down 5-love in a set. You can just sort of say, hey, I'm going to coast here and try to tire the opponent out, at least for the next set. There's a bunt that is bunted foul right into the dirt just to the right of home plate, and that's going to run the count to 1-2 strikes on Tori Fushimi. And Pinji says that he's heard that as well. And I could understand that. Sometimes you got to monitor your own. Why are you going to expend energy if you're losing 5-0 in a set? You just try to maybe maintain yourself. You're going to the next set. You can say, I got to conserve some energy. But in doing so, let's see if we can make that opponent run around a little bit more in the set. It's kind of like putting your foot on a gas pedal and taking it off and putting it on and taking it off and alternating your stuff. In a baseball game, that's pretty hard to do. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball with 2 strikes. He bunts it down. Back to Stewart. His only play is going to be to first as Fushimi gets it done with 2 strikes. That's going to be a sacrifice, 1-4. Fushimi goes in the books for the first out. It is going to advance Narama over to third. And now that's going to bring up the first baseman, Yuya Gunji. B-Baller says, easy NFL play tomorrow. Chiefs first quarter money line. I've never been a big fan of NFL preseason betting. In fact, wake me up when the preseason is over so we can start watching the real stuff. But it is good to see. I usually watch the first quarters because that's generally when some of the starters will play. But I checked in a little bit on the Giants and the Lions last night. 2 quarterbacks that the Lions used I'd never heard of. I think it was Tyrod Taylor under center for the G-Men last night. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Gunji. So 1 ball and no strikes. They do have the infield in. Do the Hawks. They want to try to cut this down here. One 0 pitch ready to come on the way as the righty delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses way upstairs. The count is now 2-0. Another sport that used to be, I want to say easy money, but certainly for wins, losses, used to be the Women's World Cup soccer. You could pretty much pick a lot of the teams there. But I have to say that when Brandi Chastain won it for the Americans back at the Rose Bowl a number of years ago, the women's soccer has really tightened up. And the score lines were not as brutal as they have been in recent years. So hats off to the women's game getting better. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, counts 3-0. And I say that not out of disrespect. I think of the rest of the world is starting to catch up as a collective whole. So 3 balls and no strikes to Gunji. The runner at third, 1 gone here. Go Matsumoto waiting his turn on deck as Stewart kicks and delivers. Fastball that misses way upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. Gunji's going to be aboard with a walk. That's going to put runners at the corners with 1 gone, and it's going to bring Go Matsumoto to the plate. B-Baller says the Ravens haven't lost in the preseason since 2015. That's an interesting piece right there. I've never actually taken the time to look at that. So runners are at the corners. Gunji at first. The runner at third is Narama. Matsumoto coming to the plate. They have a conference on the mound here to talk to Carter Stewart. That conference has now been broken up. More importantly, they're probably talking about the first and third situation here. One would have to think here in this situation, with Matsumoto at the plate, I don't know if I'd be running Gunji. Gunji's only got 1 stolen base on the year. But I would consider bunting Matsumoto here. Maybe playing a little small ball, seeing what the Hawks would do defensively. Matsumoto batting .270. He's got those 3 homers and 23 RBIs. As the right-hander Stewart works to the set. There is a split finger pitch that misses down. Kai pump fakes the runner back to third. They appeal over to first. They say that the batter, Matsumoto, did not swing. It's going to be 1 ball and no strikes. Shotgun Shell says, women's soccer, boys 15, you beat the women's national team. Yeah, and, here's the next thing is that I can't comment so much about the women's soccer. I know women's baseball. When I was coaching back east, I had an 18-year-old team, and we played our women's national team, and it was a club team. the best club teams in the city, and we took them apart. It was 6-0 after the first inning. And realistically, where the women need to be playing in baseball is they need to be playing against bantam age boys, because that makes it more competitive. And it's not out of disrespect. It's just that we had some pitchers that could bring it up into the low 90s, upper 80s. And the women get excited when there's a pitch above 80. There's a fastball that is chopped away foul. That was a bizarre play. The runner at first, Gunji, was in motion. He was taking off. It looked like it was a hit and run there. Matsumoto literally face planted as he hit that ball foul down the first base line. And that is going to run the count to 1-1. So we've got some interesting stuff happening here. 1 ball and 1 strike. CV asked the question, do they play college baseball in Japan? And the answer to that is yes. I know our friend Rhodes Scholar, who's listening in, thinking of the baseball history, they call it the Big Six in the Tokyo area. There's 6 schools, but there's a number of schools that play across all of Japan. But if you ask a lot of people, there's really 6 schools that kind of matter. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded past the diving third baseman into left field. That's going to get a run in. Kondo fields it, and that's going to increase the lead to 3-0. So Matsumoto drives in the 3rd run of the ball game with an RBI single to left field. It was more of an excuse me swing. They had the defense in on the corners as they had moved the middle infielders back into double play depth. Had Richard been playing in normal depth, he probably makes that play, but they wouldn't have got the run at the plate anyway. So that is going to bring Ariel Martinez to the plate. For Martinez tonight, he is 2 for 2. He has singled, homered, and he's knocked in a pair of runs. 3-0 here for the Fighters in the 5th inning. Tyler says high school is more important than college. High school and college, it's interesting. If you listen to Trevor Bauer's blogs, he talks about how the stadiums in the daytime are used by the colleges. It's almost like the pros are second-rate citizens in their own stadium. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Obviously, the Koshin tournament going on right now, or the summer tournament in Japan. And that's another thing our friend Rhodes Scholar had communicated with me. There's a big, huge section in their Hall of Fame dedicated to the Koshin tournament. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's now 2-0 to Martinez. So the runner at second is Gunji. The runner at first is Matsumoto. There's 1 gone here in the 5th inning, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Ariel Martinez. The Fighters are up 3-0, and they're looking for more. As the righty Stewart gets his sign from Takuya Kai. He works to the belt, checks the runner, and now delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Friend Pingy getting his Napoleon Dynamite quotes in there. Rhodes Scholar says there's a great document on the Koshin if you haven't seen it. It's true. There is a pretty interesting piece out there. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count goes to 3-1. There's a player right now for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, Yoshida, Yoshida will play his little clip on the in-between innings, but about 5 years ago, he was a huge star in the Koshin tournament. He was a first-round pick by the Fighters pitcher out of high school. He's never really panned out at the pro level, but he had an absolute unbelievable run. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 3-2 on Martinez. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler says his under is cooked. It is sure looking like it here. That is for sure. If the Hawks come back, you're in trouble. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined over down the right field line, and it's going to remain 3-2 to Martinez. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Hawks here somewhat underachieving, not you're getting an opportunity to take out the last place team at home and not able to do it. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. That's going to be ball 4 as Martinez is going to draw a walk. That's going to load the bases for Kotaro Kiyomiya. Gunji advances to third. Matsumoto goes over to second. Martinez, the runner at first. Kiyomiya steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown out twice to right field. As he comes to bat here, looking to do some damage, and Carter Stewart finds himself in some difficulty. Really, the difficulty that he found himself in the third inning was when he walked Matsumoto, and it was lightning quick as Martinez had drilled that homer to the opposite field. Well, Kiyomiya, who has seen his average slip to 287 in the ballgame tonight, 9 homers and 30 RBIs, very dangerous hitter. Hitting from the left side here, looking to try to blow the game apart. And here comes the first pitch from Stewart. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Nowhere to put Kiyomiya. You're going to have to face him here. So we are in the 5th inning. Our friend Tyler says, fighters are going to cook me by themselves. There is a breaking ball that misses, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As I said at the top of the stream, the area of concern for Stewart are the walks. He's walked 2 in this inning. He's walked 3 in the ball game. Entering tonight's affair, he had walked 18 and 33 and 2/3 innings. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's now 3-0. Nowhere to put Kiyomiya. So you got to think he's probably going to be green lighted here. He's got to be thinking dead red. He's got to put a good swing on a good pitch. 3 balls and no strikes. Bases are full of fighters. And only 1 away here in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from the right-hander. It's a fastball right down the middle. Swung on and fouled away. And the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. That is pretty tough here when you can't throw strikes. Certainly can't get ahead in the count. Makes it very, very difficult. The right-hander waits here on the offering. Kai stands up, and he has a couple signal. Now Takuya Kai steps out in front of the plate and dusts the plate off for the home plate umpire. That's kind of funny, actually. You don't see that in Major League Baseball. I wonder what kind of reaction you get from the home plate umpire. Hey, we need time here because I'm going to go out and dust off the plate for you. But here's the 3-1 offering, and it's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul over on the third base side, and the count goes to 3-2. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Catcher asks for time, steps out in front of the plate, and dusts off the plate for the home plate umpire. Well, you might see it in Little League, but you certainly don't see it anywhere else. Our friend Alexander Leggett in the house tonight. We welcome him here into the stream. He's masquerading as Fluby. So here comes the 3-2 offering. Bases are loaded, 3-2 here to Kiyomiya. Stewart's got himself in some trouble. As Alexander is in here. We are probably going to give another call at the 1 a.m. Pacific hours. So set your alarm early and get up early. You can have breakfast with us. We're going to give you a doubleheader of Japanese baseball tonight. There's a fastball swung on, tap foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 3-2. This is an opportunity right here to be able to blow this thing up. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stewart gets his sign from Kai, and he works to the belt. There comes the offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on the warning track. Up against the wall is Kondo. He makes the catch. Tagging at third is Gunji, and he fires it back into the infield as Kondo, and that's going to increase the scoreline to 4-0. It's going to be a sacrifice fly to left field for the second out of the inning. That gets a run in here, and that will bring up the right fielder Chusei Minami. But 4-0 now for the Fighters here in the 5th inning. Friend Alexander Leggett says the Nats won with a walk-off by Ruiz, and it's his dog's birthday. He's a happy man today. That's great. Tyler says, Pingy, you're cashed. There you go. Well, 4-0 for the Fighters. It's going to be Minami who's at the dish here. He is 0 for 2 in this one. He has struck out both times tonight. Runner at second, Matsumoto. Runner at first is Ariel Martinez. The Fighters have increased their lead to 4-0. So we're a little bit off with our ticker here, but we update it usually at the end of the inning. As the right-hander Stewart kicks and delivers, he spikes that one into the dirt. Nice block there by Kai. Count is 1-0. I would have to think that this is probably going to be the last inning of work for Stewart. They took him out after 5 the other night, and he's probably going to be on a short leash here tonight. Right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, Kai, as he's ready to go back to work. And now Minami had asked for time, but it's not given. He checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is grounded foul past the bag at third base. The count goes even to 1-1. Minami can deposit one in the seats. It'll have a very similar, eerie feeling to last night's affair. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Minami. The thing the Hawks need to do is to get into the Fighter bullpen, and then that starts to change the dynamic of this game. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. Another good block by Kai. Runs the count to 2-1. But until that happens, if Hart just continues to do what he's doing tonight, it's going to be a long night for the Hawks. He's been able to keep them off balance. Only 2 hits so far in this one for Fukuoka. Stewart, the righty, works to the set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. That puts the count now to 2-2 on Minami. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stewart looking to seal the deal here. Gets the sign from the catcher, Kai. Here comes the offering to Minami. As he works to the set, he checks the runner and now delivers. That's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted in the air into right field. Moving toward the line is the right fielder, Masuda. He's there. He's got room and makes the catch. And that is going to do it for out number 3. So he's able to sort of wiggle out of the jam. Did Stewart, as he allowed 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Hawks 0. Stick around, everybody. It's the bottom third of the batting order to come up for Fukuoka when we return in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back in just a moment with all the action after this. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher, who has been lurking around the stream tonight. We'll be right back in a moment.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and we appreciate your support of the channel. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat. That is Akira Nakamura, Kenta Imamiya, and Takuya Kai. Friend Pringy says appreciates the stream, and we're glad you could make it in here tonight and bookmark us. As I said, we're going to do a double dip tonight. We're going to get on to one of the 1 a.m. Pacific games. As long as this game doesn't go sideways and become something crazy like a 5-hour affair, and we would have a problem with that. As the lefty Uhara delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. But as long as it reasonably finishes up sometime after midnight, we'll come back with another one at the 1 a.m. hour. As the lefty delivers, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1 to Nakamura. Nakamura bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up tonight, as he waits on the 1-1, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. After this one is completed, as we say, we'll bring you that other one. We are going to be on the call for some major league games this week, but then and that's going to be it for the NPB till we get back from Japan, as there's a fastball swung on. It is lined over the head of the third baseman, rounding first and headed for second, but he throws on the brakes as Nakamura, as he's going to retreat back to first base. He's aboard with a leadoff single here in the 5th inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Our friend Alexander says he knew he should have had the coffee instead of the beer tonight. Yeah, tonight we were looking at that as well as possibly doing the double dip. Wanted to do the game last night, but life got in the way. Ended up having to bang that game early on, and probably the right thing. Ended up with a headache and then had to sleep a little extra today. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and it wasn't a headache that was induced by alcoholic beverages, just changes in the weather here, and sometimes that has the effect on the sinus system. We feel good today, and we think we can do 2 tonight. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul. Count goes to 0-2 on Imamiya. Friend Pinji G says the Giants are up 6 bagel on the BayStars. It's only in the 2nd inning. Yeah, a couple of the games have began a little bit later. They were 10 o'clock time Pacific, or I should say they are 2 p.m. starts in Japan. There's a breaking ball waved out and missed, and Imamiya has been made quick work of. He's gone for the first out of the inning. 1 gone. That's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. The other game that's underway is 0-0 between the Carp and the Dragons at the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya. All the other games later starts. The games in the Pacific League that go off at 1 a.m. Pacific or 4 a.m. Eastern. It'll be at the Zozo Marine. It's the Lions and the Marines, and the Buffaloes and the Eagles go off at the Rakuten Mobile Stadium, the Miyagi Stadium there. The other game in the Central League goes off at 2 a.m. Pacific as Takuya Kai squares the bunt. He takes that one down as he pulls back for ball 1. That'll be the Tigers and the Swallows, and that goes off at the Osaka Dome. Home game for the Tigers as they've been chased out of their home arena at the Koshin Stadium while the high school tournament is in full effect. 3 weeks they're on the road. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is lined right to the glove of the third baseman, Kiyomiya. Nice job by him. Oh, Takuya Kai, he's going to feel bad about that one as he's going to walk back to the dugout. Get the ball right on the screws, but right to the glove of the third baseman. He's gone in the books for out number 2. That is going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. And for Momori, he is 0 for 2. He has flown to left and grounded back to the pitcher in his 2 trips to the plate. Momori batting from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Uhara, delivers a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Alexander says we could broadcast. We're getting a little bit better. Still a single A broadcaster. We'll work on getting to double A in the next year or 2. There's a breaking ball that as down in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-1. The other part about doing the game is the engagement and trying to actively engage the people within the chat. Keeping everybody, or at least trying to keep up with the chat to keep everybody else engaged. Don't have the color person, but we do have those who are chatting with us. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As Mahara delivers, it is a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count goes now to 2-1 on Yomiuri. We've updated our score, but we didn't update our ticker. We're a little behind on our tickers tonight. Apologies for that one there. And there's a fastball swung on. It has popped up over on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is the shortstop, Kamikawa Kabata, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here. They got no runs. They wasted a leadoff single by Nakamura. No runs, one hit, no errors, one runner left the board. We're now through 5 complete. Your score is the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 4. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing. As I anticipated, Carter Stewart looks like his day is going to be done. And what that means is we're going to be taking our break here, as we call it, our Japanese halftime. They have the extended break, and we are going to go get ourselves a drink, and we'll be right back here in just a couple minutes. Appreciate you guys for listening in. Our friend Tyler says he's going for a C4 energy drink in case is needed. Well, you're going to need it because we're going to be sticking around for round number 2 tonight in this one. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to put it on loop, and we'll be back after this little timeout to bring you all the action for the back half of the ball game. 4-0 Fighters over the Hawk. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving here to the top half of the 6th inning. We are going to have ourselves a pitching change. We'll bring you all of that information when we return in just a few here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. He has been lurking our stream tonight. We'll be right back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy, sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Katsuki Matayoshi, who is in the ball game on relief for Carter Stewart. The first pitch he delivered was a fastball swung on by Yuki Nomura, foul. The count is quickly 0-1. As we're back underway here for the top of the sixth inning, there's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yuki Nomura. Nomura, Kamikawa Kabata, and Narama here to face the right-hander. In inning number 6, it is a 4-0 lead here for the Fighters. As Matayoshi rocks into the delivery, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. I've seen Matayoshi pitch recently, and he looks like he could be okay. He's got a smooth delivery. I really like the way that he moves. I don't know if he throws particularly hard enough, but he is throw hard enough to keep the hitters off balance with his mix. There's a fastball that misses down and away. That was at 89 miles an hour. And the count now is 2-2. So Matayoshi, the second pitcher now used tonight by the Hawks in this one. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, Kai. And he rocks into the windup. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Our friend Flubby says, listen to the broadcasters for a TV game. You make them seem like high schoolers trying to do their extracurricular hours. Yeah, sometimes there's some ball games that you listen to and some teams that you listen to, and they spend more time putting the camera into the box where the broadcasters are than they are watching the game on the field. That absolutely frustrates me. The 2 teams in particular that bother me the most, I'll give you that in a second. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded into the 6 hole into left field, and Yuki Nomura is aboard with a leadoff single here. And that is going to put him at first, and I'll bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. The 2 that frustrate me the most are the Chicago Cubs and the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers like to pan away. I'd rather see the broadcasters in the upper corner than I would in the full set. You're trying to watch the game, and then the Cubs do it quite regular. It's, I think, John Sciambi and whoever was in the booth with them. Not that I dislike the broadcasters. It's just I don't like the production crew on how they're trying to get too cute and too fancy. Well, Kamikawa Kabata is 1 for 2 tonight. He has a single and 2 trips. He's got his average up to 197. I look at it this way. The Japanese games in particular, their focus is on the field. They give the announcers before the game, and you see them, and you might see them after the game, and that's pretty much about it. It's just listening to their voices make the call of the game. Here comes the offering here to Kamikawa Kabata, and they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner Nomura, and the count here to Kamikawa Kabata is still no balls, no strikes, as he's yet to see a pitch. But sometimes that's the way it goes in baseball. You have all these other folks that are there. And I remember reading a non-baseball related thing. There was a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. It looked like it was almost a pseudo pitch out. They were keeping an eye on Nomura. One I was thinking of was Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football. He had an interesting read. My dad sent it to me a couple of years ago. And he used to do games with Howard Cosell and others. I think O.J. Simpson was on the crew. And he says, if you think the egos of the people in the broadcast booth are big, you should see the egos of the people behind the scenes. And I can kind of firmly believe that. Sometimes you get into that where the egos are quite large of people who are producing it versus those who aren't. So again, a throw over to first base, and again, diving back in time is the runner Nomura. Really worried about Nomura at first base, considering he's only got 3 stolen bases on the year. They're keeping him close are the Hawks. As the right-hander works to the set. Adiyoshi ready to deliver again. And again, he throws over to first, and again, diving back is Nomura. So if we had a throw-over count, we're already exceeded the Major League Baseball limits because now they put the cap at 2 throw-overs per batter. The plug is in the house tonight. We welcome him. Thanks for being here. Our friend Alexander says they're probably waiting for the bullpen. I think they've just gone to the bullpen here for the right-hander, although they probably are getting the next portion ready. There's a bunt down the third baseline. It's a good one. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, Richard, who fires over to first. It's a nice sacrifice bunt by Kamikawa Kabata. That goes in the books as a 5-4 putout. He's erased for out number 1. Nomura is going to advance over to second. They've got a runner in scoring position here with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Taiki Narama. Our friend Zay is like, pitch the ball already. Yeah, absolutely. They also have a rule in the NPB that pitchers are supposed to hold set for a minimum of 3 seconds. You don't see that all the time. I'm sure that rule has to change at some point. Now, Rama at the plate here, he doubled his last time up. He also scored a run. He's struck out his other plate appearance. He's 1 for 2 tonight. As the right-hander works to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. To Taiki Narama. Right-hander leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher as he works to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into right field, moving over toward the foul line. Underneath it is Masuda. He makes the catch. Tagging at second is the runner Nomura, but it wasn't deep enough for him to advance, as he's going to stay at second base, and that'll bring up the catcher Tori Fushimi. So the Fighters not able to claw away here to get that extra run across. I'll say this, does ever a 4-run lead not feel so unsafe? The Hawks lineup can produce some runs, though they haven't really been producing here tonight. You still have to be concerned about this lineup. Over the course of the season, the Hawks offense has scored 370 runs. That's the second most amount in the Pacific League entering tonight's ball game. The Fighters have scored 346. As the right-hander works set and now delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1 to Fushimi. Fushimi 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up and had a nice sacrifice his last time. Offensively, the Oryx Buffaloes have the top-rated offense in the Pacific League. They've scored 380 runs this year. Hanshin Tigers are the best in the NPB period. They're at 396. The worst offensive team in the Pacific League is the Saitama Cebu Lions. They can't score enough. They're at 293 runs scored. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is tapped back to the pitcher. Off the glove of the pitcher. Goes to the shortstop, Imamiya, but nobody's going to be able to make the play. That should go down as an infield hit for Fushimi. He'll take him any way you can get it. That ball had a lot of English on it as he caught it on the fists. It hit the ground. The pitcher had to go to his backhand side. He couldn't make the play. Trickled away from him, and then Imamiya had no play at first. That's going to put runners at the corners here with 2 gone. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuya Gunji. So whatever could go wrong for the Hawks has seemed to have gone wrong tonight. They just can't seem to catch a break. All the little things going the other way of the Fighters. As Takuya Kai comes out and flashes his first and third defense. Gunji 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and he's lined out to left, but he's also walked and scored a run. So officially 0 for 2. His average has fallen to 303. He chokes up a little bit off the end of the bat. Does the right-handed hitting Gunji. I find it fascinating. They have a method of choking up on the bat to the Japanese. I've just picked it up this year. They might have been doing it before. I've never really noticed. I'll explain it in a second. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Matayoshi, and it's a breaking ball that misses down. What they do is if they're a right-handed hitter, the left hand is at the bottom of the bat and the right hand is at the top of the bat. They'll take their top hand and they'll put it either a full fist or a couple of fingers up from the bottom. Then they will take their bottom hand, which is the left hand, apply it to the bat and the right hand. So they're always choking up at the same distance every time. You often hear people say, choke up on the bat, shorten up, choke up. Well, how much? How far? Well, they do it every single time the same way. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So that's an interesting piece there, because when you think about it, you want to make sure you're doing it the same way. It's giving yourself a feel of the bat and where you have to be at. Our friend Alexander says the Hawks seem like such a good team on paper. And they are. They've got some really good pieces to the puzzle. And you think about how many times they rattled off not just Pacific League championships, but winning the NPB title, the Japan Series title in the 2010s. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up into shallow center field. Moving back on it is the shortstop, Imamiya. He's underneath it. He makes the catch, and that's going to do it as the Fighters go out here in the sixth inning. They got no runs in the inning. They had a couple of hits. There was no errors, and they stranded two. We're moving to the bottom of the sixth inning. Your score is the Fighters 4, the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. 4-0, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks in their half of the inning. It'll be Shuma Suda, Yuki Yanagita, and Kensuke Kondo to face the left-hander Ohara here, who is about to begin his sixth inning of work. 72 pitches for the lefty through his first 5 innings. And he has been absolutely electric, scattering 3 hits in this time. He has also got, by our counts, 3 strikeouts and 1 walk as he is ready to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. So here comes the first offering, and it is a fastball taken inside for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Masuda. Masuda flew out to center and grounded short his 2 trips to the plate. As the lefty works to the set, and now he kicks and delivers. There is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. Left-hander against the right-hander as Uhara works to the set position, and now time is called at home plate as the batter Masuda jumps out and gets a couple of practice swings. Digs himself back in, and now we're ready to get back at it. Lefty working to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Masuda stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that go by for out number 1. So 1 in the books. I have to say that pitch there, a little bit harsh there for Masuda. That pitch looked down and a bit outside. Hawks are definitely not getting the home calls here tonight either, as he is in the books for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yuki Yanagita. Very much looked like the pitch that George Springer got called out on the other day. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's in the corner. Manami cuts it off, rounding first and heading towards second is Yanagita, but he's going to retreat, as that was a nice play there by the right fielder to get over to cut it off before it got into the corner. And he came up with a rocket into second base. Nice defensive play by the right fielder, holding Yanagita to a long single. Yanagita, not quite the threat to run like he used to be. He's only got 1 stolen base on the year. That's going to bring up Keisuke Kondo. Kondo tonight, 1 for 1. He's also drawn a walk. He's batting .301 on the season with 17 homers and 65 runs driven in. Left-handed batting Kondo at the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit to deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run for Kondo into the pull gap, and that is going to cut the lead in half to 4-2, as the Hawks have now clawing their way back into this one. A 2-run shot by Kondo, his 18th of the season, as Yanagita crosses the plate and Kondo to follow. And we have ourselves a ball game here tonight, folks. It is now 4-2 for the Fighters. And our friend Tyler, your 6.5 is in a lot of trouble. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single, and he's also bounced into a fielder's choice. Our friend Mario says, let's go. Yeah, we've got some action now. As that first pitch is taken down and away by Makihara for a ball, it counts 1-0. Makihara tonight, as we said, 1 for 2. As there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. This may be a tale of two halves. As I said earlier, they've got to get themselves into the bullpen of the Fighters, and the Fighters have action. Looks like they have a right-hander and a left-hander up and throwing. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. Or maybe they're throwing up in the bullpen. Hard to tell. 2 balls and 1 strike to Taisi Makihara. Fighters were lulling everybody to sleep, and now the Hawks are making their way back. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on it and making the catch is the left fielder, Nomura. That's going to retire Makihara for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Richard. And for Richard tonight, he is 0 for 2. He aligned to the third baseman his first time up, and he struck out last time. Richard digs it at the plate. He stands right at the back of the plate, right at the back of the batter's box. There's a breaking ball that is down, and the count is 1-0. And we got Umenga KC. I hope I said that correctly. In the house, he says, the game is still on. Come on, Hawks. There's a fastball swung on it. It has popped up in the infield. Moving over underneath it is the pitcher, O'Hara, who's going to call everybody off. He's going to take it himself, and that's going to retire Richard for the 3rd out of the inning. That reminds me of the one-time pitcher, Reggie Cleveland, going back into the 70s. For those of you old enough to remember, he used to take all the pop-ups in the infield by himself. 2 runs in the inning on the 2-run blast by Keisuke Kondo. 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We got a brand new ball game as we move to the 7th. Your score is the Fighters 4, the Hawks 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Our friend B-Baller says he's bored. Well, start putting some money down, throw it around like a wild man, and you'll be able to have some more fun with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support he gives to our channel. And in return, we support Steve Rademacher. It's Money Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, the Famer Friday, or the Saturday morning cartoons. He's got something for everybody on his crazy channel. Steve is going to be on the road this week. Coming up is he's going to be making his way down to Tennessee. So if you get an opportunity, check out his channel. He's going to have some road trip videos going on there as well. We do have another pitcher coming in for the Hawks. It's going to be Hiroshi Kaino coming on in relief, as he is going to be taking over for Matayoshi. So Hiroshi Kaino on in relief here. Pitcher number 3, used tonight by the Hawks. Well, Kaino's going to get the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. He's going to get Go Matsumoto, Ariel Martinez, and Kentaro Kiyomiya. This is where half of the damage has come from tonight. Matsumoto, 1 for 2. He's also had a walk and an RBI. As the first pitch on the way from Kaino is a fastball at 98 miles an hour that misses up and away for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Kaino is coming in throwing gas. Here comes the 1-0 offering, and the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball that swung on, and this is lifted foul. That last one was at 97 on the gun. So wasting no time, coming in blowing heat. B-Baller says, Giants uniform looks exactly like the San Francisco Giants jersey. Yeah, very similar if you're catching into that. That's what it reminds me of. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Cutting it off is the center fielder, Makihara, and he's going to hold Matsumoto to a single. That's Matsumoto's second hit of the evening. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Ariel Martinez. The baller asks, is the Hawks your favorite team or something this all you bet on? And I guess the question would be who. I know Zay likes the Fighters. There's a couple people in here that are pumping their fist for the Fighters. We've seemed to have just been calling the Hawks games recently on the weekends. It's just been that their games have been earlier, sometimes trying to get the 9 o'clock or the Pacific time games in rather than a 10 o'clock game. No real reason for calling the Hawks. We didn't, in fact, call a lot of Hawks games through the first couple of months of the season. So here's the first offering to Ariel Martinez. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Gabrielle asks, who's batting right now? It is Martinez at the plate for the Fighters. He's 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and a 2-run homer. He's also drawn a walk. He bats here with the runner at first and nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Baller asked the question. No, the Hawks aren't our favorite team. It just seems to be that it's what we're calling. We were on the other night. We did the Giants and the BayStars. There's a fastball taken for a called strike at 98 on the corner. Count 0-2. As I said, the first probably 6 or 7 weeks of the season, we didn't call a single Hawks game. Just the way it was working just wasn't there. We were calling everybody but. Saw the Lions, the Marines, everybody else. We just happened to not call anything for the Hawks. Didn't match up with our schedule. But now it seems like the needle's gone the other way. Every time we flip on, we're doing the Hawks game. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Martinez goes in the books for a strikeout. That's the first time tonight he has been retired. He's gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kentaro Kiyomiya. Well, for Kiyomiya, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown out twice to the right fielder, and he's hit a sacrifice fly to drive in a run his last time up to left field. So Kiyomiya officially 0 for 2 in the books. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Kaino, who is in here blowing gas. And here comes the first offering, but instead he throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner Matsumoto. As we mentioned, this game here, it looks like it's on pace to move along pretty quickly for us. And if that is the case, it's going to allow us to give you another call here tonight. As the right-hander works to the set. They throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. So Kiyomiya here waiting on the first offering from Kaino. The runner at first, Matsumoto. One gone here in the 7th. As the right-hander works to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. The count's 1-0. Ball and no strikes to Kentaro Kiyomiya. This week here, we will announce a Major League Baseball schedule. We're probably going to do games on Monday and Tuesday. I'm not sure about Wednesday. Thursday for sure. Might even maybe try to squeak in a late game in the Japanese League, only because I've got to do a late night drive on Friday to Saturday down to Seattle. As the 1-0 is on the way, there's a fastball swung on and missed. So I'm going to try to sleep a little bit later so I can enjoy that drive. Nothing worse than falling asleep at the wheel in the mountains. It could lead to an interesting crash. Don't want any of that to happen. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kentaro Kiyomiya. The balloons are set and ready to go off here at the PayPay Dome. As I said, if you've never seen it before, it is a bit of a weird event that happens after the 7th inning, or after the top of the 7th. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. They do it all the time. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kiyomiya. Tyler says definitely cooked now. Yeah, if the Hawks can get another run here, I think you took the 6.5. You got yourself in a lot of deep trouble. That is for sure. The Hawks come back and all with, in this one, even a little bit more, you're finished. Chusei Manami waits his turn on deck. Kiyomiya here is waiting on the offering as, again, the pitcher Kaino throws over to first. They're concerned with Matsumoto running. Matsumoto does have a stolen base tonight. He now has 10 on the season, and he can run a little bit. And again, they throw to first base, and this time they get Matsumoto diving back. Oh, they picked them off. What a play. Some quick feet there by the pitcher Kaino. He dove back to the base. He got his feet tangled up, and he is going to be gunned down. A nice job. I haven't seen a pickoff from a right-handed pitcher too often this season, but wow, that is some quick feet, and it looks like no dispute there. What a great throw, and a nice tag there by the first baseman Nakamura to retire Matsumoto. Pickoff 1-3 for the second out of the inning. It's little mistakes like this could end up being the turning piece in the ball game. If the Hawks end up coming back, there's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. As Tyler now pumps his fist, races that runner off the board. He breathes a sigh of relief. Our friend Shotgun Shell is looking for no more runs too. So here comes the 2-2 offering to Kiyomiya. And the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by Momori. He throws to first, and that's going to do it here. It's an unconventional 1-2-3, but it is a 1-2-3 inning. No runs in the inning. There was the hit by Matsumoto, but he was erased on a pickoff. There was no errors and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments. It's going to be the bottom third in the batting order coming up for the Hawks when we come back, and it looks like we're going to have ourselves a pitching change as well. So we might as well give you our good friend Steve Rademacher for his pitching change. We'll be right back after this from him.
Thank you, Freddie. And hey, guys, let's open up a 5-card pack of 2023 Topps Baseball. And remember, during this timeout, you can also go visit some other channels. Oh, look, Jeter Downs. Bleh. Diamond Princess, she's great. Oh, there's a cubby. Screw that. Hey, go check out the one and only Bud Stoney. Oh, here's one for another Hollis build. And you can stay anywhere you want to when you're around Freddie and the Seattle area. That's good for Mr. Enfuego. And you know what? Why don't we bring out one of the Oakland A's for a league of her own? Bingo! Thank you, Freddie. Pitchers look like they're ready. Let's play ball!
Welcome back, everybody. You're just waiting on the announcement here of who the pitching change is going to be, but it does look like it is going to be the end of the line for the lefty Kenta Uehara. Who looks like he is going to be leaving us with 6 innings under his belt tonight. Only the 2-run homer allowed by Kensuke Kondo, the only blemish, truthfully, in his 6 innings of work. We'll hang tight here for a second, and we'll give you all the updates here in just a couple moments. As we said, we are going to announce some Major League games. I might even add one to the schedule tomorrow, possibly, although it looks like we'll probably end up doing the ball game, the late night doubleheader here between the other ones. It's going to be Brian Rodriguez who is in the ball game as he is taking over on in relief. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is no balls and 1 strike to Akira Nakamura. Nakamura, Imamiya, and Kai here to face Rodriguez as there's a fastball swung on. It's chopped over to second, fielded neatly by Narama, who throws to first. It's going to be a ground out 4-3 to retire Nakamura for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Rodriguez on in relief. We saw him pitch about a week or so ago. He's been pretty steady, kind of a steady Eddie arm out of the bullpen for the Fighters. He's had a number of seasons with the ball club. As here comes the offering from the righty. It's a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1 ball and no strikes to Imamiya. Rodriguez has made his home in Hokkaido, it seems like, as this is his 6th season in a Fighters uniform. He's making his 29th appearance as he delivers a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. Counts 1-1. He's got 1 win and 3 losses on the year, does the big fella. He has worked 24 2/3 innings. He allowed 25 hits. He's walked 10 and struck out 14. He's got a 2.92 earned run average, as waving at a breaking ball is Imamiya. The count goes to 1-2. Imamiya has not been on base tonight. He's 0 for 2. He's flown to center and struck out his 2 trips to the plate. Right-hander against the right-hander as Rodriguez works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers a fastball that just misses outside. That last one poured in at 96 miles an hour on the gun. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Imamiya. Right-hander Rodriguez holds set. Now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to third. Kiyomiya fields it. He throws to first, and Imamiya is retired. That's a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. He goes in the books, so that's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to right and lined to the third baseman his 2 trips to the plate. It's going to look to try to get something going here in the 7th inning as the Hawks find themselves looking up down 4-2 right now to the Fighters. His average has dipped to 210 on the year with the 8 homers and 32 runs driven in. The pitch from Rodriguez is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kai. As we mentioned earlier, we are going to be back on the airwaves at the 1 a.m. hour Pacific time, as we are going to look to do the game between the Marines and the Lions. We're going to double check the weather to make sure everything is pretty good there. As here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Kai. As we said, the game is slated for Chiba. There was some strange weather or different weather that's going on. A lot of thunderstorms and showers that you have to keep your eyes peeled on. And Chiba, which is in the area close to Tokyo or in the Tokyo area, seems to have its own weather system, as there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. They do have a thunderstorm advisory in effect for Chiba, and that is supposed to go away around 5 p.m. local time, which would be right around the first pitch. So that's their concern there on that one, is if we do the Chiba game, we could be in some sort of rain delay to begin the ball game. So right on cue for them that the storms would end at 1. There's a fastball that swung on and it's tapped foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 1-2. The flip side, the other game that we could look at is the Buffaloes and the Golden Eagles. And that is another game that we would have to be a little bit concerned about because, of course, the game will be played in Tohoku. The game was another one that we would have to take a look to see what the weather conditions would be like. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded up the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit. That ball had eyes, and Takuya Kai is aboard with a 2-out single. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. And for Tohoku, it's kind of the opposite. They're calling for thunderstorms after 6 o'clock local time. So that's not quite there. So we have Shinjo, who is up out of the dugout. We're going to take a look to see what he's coming out, if they're going to make a change here or not. That is going to be the end of the night for Rodriguez. So he is coming out to make an announcement. I wonder if they're going to make a change, and that looks like it is going to be it. As the big fella is coming out of the ball game, we're going to take ourselves a timeout. Going to have ourselves a change here. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Rodriguez is headed to the dugout. We're going to have ourselves a change. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodemacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman, and why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is a left-hander. It's going to be Shun Fukuda coming in. He'll be the third pitcher used tonight by the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. And for Fukuda on the season, he's been absolutely outstanding. He is going to be making his 18th appearance for the Fighters. He's 1-0. He's worked in 16 2/3 innings. He has allowed 5 hits. He has walked 4, and he has struck out 14, and he's got an ERA of 0. So that is what he has. So Masaki Momori, it looks like his night is going to be over, as they are going to bring in Daiju Nomura to come in to pinch hit here. So number 55 coming into the ball game to replace Masaki Momori. So Nomura coming in here. The 22-year-old is batting .233 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. And the thing is that Shun Fukuda is very, very tough on left-handers. And one would think this may not be the only inning of work, as they do have a couple of lefties coming up here in a bit with Yanagita and Kondo a couple hitters away. So I would think we'll see Fukuda again for another round in the next inning. So here comes the first offering to the pinch hitter, and it's a fastball that misses outside for ball one. The count is 1-0. So the runner at first is Kai. There's 2 gone here in the 7th inning, as Nomura is batting here. As the lefty works to the set position, now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Front shotgun shell pumping Steve again. Steve might be packing it in for the night, as he is in the central time zone. Probably 1 in the morning his time now. He's probably tapped out. There's a fastball that misses down. The count now goes to 3-0 on Nomura. So Fukuda yet to throw a strike, as he finds himself 3 balls and no strikes behind on Nomura. Right-handed hitting Nomura, waggling the bat. Waiting on the offering, the 3-0 from Fukuda. See if he gets the green light. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses inside for ball 4. So Nomura walked on 4 straight pitches. It's not what you want when you bring in your reliever, and there is Shinjo in the dugout. Our friend Tyler, if he's still listening in the stream, is probably losing his mind here. We've got the manager, Fujimoto, up on the front steps. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner coming in here. So that is a quick night here for the pinch batter, Nomura. So it looks like he is going to be pinch run for. If I had to take a guess, it would be Yukio Shudo or maybe Kawase. Or maybe somebody else. Let's see who they brought in to run. That is number 00 to pinch run over at first. And so that's Hikaru Kawase. Mario's pumping his fist. He wants an extra base hit here. Extra base hit here could score Kawase all the way from first. He's got that kind of speed. On deck is Yuki Yanagita. So Shumasuda stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out looking. He's grounded to short, and he's flown to center. As the lefty Fukuda holds to the set, he checks the runner Kai at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Kai. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline. Kai is going to score. That's going to make the score 4-3. Oh, the Fighters have got something going now. A base hit there by Masuda. RBI single. It gets a round of applause. Scoring from second is Takuya Kai. He has cut the lead to 4-3. Let's see what else the Fighters have in their bag of tricks to come out of the bullpen. But as I said early on, you want to get into their bullpen. That is going to keep the runner Kawase at second base. He did not advance to third on the throw. So 4-3 now the score. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yuki Yanagita. Tyler says, see you $10. It's like going to the theater and you said you laughed, you cried, and you kissed $10 goodbye. Tyler says, do I jump on the Hawks on money line? We should put that as a poll on our channel. And slowly walking out is Shinjo. Are we going to have another pitching change here or what? He's coming out to talk to the home plate umpire. So Fukuda unable to get the job done so far. Strange. You bring in the lefty in to face the lefty. They counter with taking Momori out. You walk Nomura, who's the first batter that you face. And then you give up a single to Masuda, who is also a right-handed hitter. And now it looks like they may be going to the bullpen. and taking out the lefty who you thought they were bringing in to face lefties. And so they are. They're going to be making a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in a moment. We'll get you all the updates after this. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. We're going back to the bullpen again. It's time for us to grab a beer. Or maybe two.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. It's a left-hander replacing a left-hander. It is going to be Ryusuke Kawano coming in. He is making his 36th appearance out of the bullpen for the Fighters this year. No wins and 3 losses. He has worked 29 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 19 hits. He's walked 7 and struck out 26. He's got himself an earned run average of 1.82 as he is going to be taking over here in relief for Shun Fukuda, whose night is over. He's going to be facing Yuki Yanagita, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Yanagita singled and scored in the 6th inning. He's also struck out and flown to center. He is hitting a .307 on the year with those 15 homers and 57 runs batted in. As the lefty Kawano checks the runner and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and it's grounded foul over on the third base side. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Yanagita. Front shotgun shell pumping Steve's presence again. We got Mario in the house. Don't forget, everybody, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys having you guys around. If you are new to the channel, here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. It squirts away from Fushimi. It kicks off of the batter Yanagita and goes right back to Fushimi. Oh, they got a lucky break there, did the Fighters. We'll see that one again. Went down, Fushimi blocked it, and it ends up hitting Yanagita in the batter's box. If that would have skipped away, I might have been able to advance the runners up. Yanagita does a block job here. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Yanagita. As the lefty Kawano ready to go again. He checks the runner at second base. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up into shallow right field. Camping out underneath it is Manami, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. He's going to be gone is Yanagita for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here. Well, the Hawks, they get another run back as they cut into the lead. They had 1 run in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. Your score after 7 complete, it is the Fighters 4, the Hawks 3. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 8th is coming up. This game is just starting to get interesting. We appreciate you here again. We'll be right back after this message that is shotgun shell approved. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 8th inning. It is going to be Chusei Manami, Yuki Nomura, and Daigo Kamikawa to come to bat for the Fighters. Looks like there may be some changes in the lineup for the Hawks, and we'll have to get you what those changes are going to look like as they become available for us. But we'll have to check that out there. We see where there has been some movement and also some movement in some defensive spots, as it looks like a couple of the players have been moved into different positions. As it looks like it is going to be the right-hander Matsumoto coming on in relief here, as they have yet another pitcher for the Hawks. This is going to be, by our count tonight, pitcher number 4 used by Fukuoka. So the right-hander Matsumoto now coming into the ball game. For Matsumoto on the season, this is going to be his 37th appearance. He's 2-2 on the year. He has worked 30 innings. He's allowed 19 hits. He's walked 10 and struck out 41. He's got an ERA of 3.30. So Yuki Matsumoto on in relief. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on by Manami, grounded softly to second. Fielded, they throw to first, and that is going to retire Manami on one pitch. Kawase has come into play second base, as he did come into pinch hit for Momori, so he made that play. So one gone here on the ground out to second by Manami. That brings Yuki Nomura to the plate. For Nomura, he is 1 for 3 in this one. He's got a single in 3 trips. He has also struck out and flown out his other times he's been to the plate. As the right-hander works to the set position and now delivers a first pitch fastball that swung on and missed. Count is 0-1 to Nomura. Scores from around the league. 6-1 now. The Giants have the lead over Yokohama. That's in the last half of the 4th inning. Nothing in the top of the 6th between the Dragons and the Carp. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Nomura. Nomura batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Matsumoto. Against his side from Takuya Kai. 4-3 lead here. The Fighters are hanging on here in the 8th inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit to deep left field. This ball is a no-doubter, and this ball is gone. Nomura has just deposited his 11th homer of the year into the seats off of Yuki Matsumoto, and that is going to increase the scoreline to 5-3. So just like that, the Fighters get one back. And they needed that because the momentum looked like it was all going toward the Hawks. So if you're a Hawk fan, you got to drop your head a little bit. And there goes Tyler's 6.5 on one swing of the bat. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawa. For Kamikawa tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's also had a sacrifice, a single in 2 trips, and a sacrifice bunt. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses up and away for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So the Fighters extend that 2-run cushion. CV says, what inning are we in? We are in the top of the 8th, CV. It is across the ticker on the bottom. As the 1-0 pitch is delivered, it is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. The plug says he's punching in the air. So that means he's probably pretty happy. So here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball that misses inside. It backs Kamikawa off the plate. The count is now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to the Fighters' second baseman. As the right-hander works to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is now 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike it is. As a reminder, once this game is completed, we'll set up another stream for the one that goes off at 1 a.m. As long as this thing doesn't go crazy. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. In the event that this game should get crazy and go extra innings, then we would have to wave the white flag on that one. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander works to the set. Matsumoto ready to deal. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And Kamikawa Kabata aboard with a 1-out walk. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Tenki Narama. It's also going to bring Takuya Kai out to the mound to have a word with his right-hander. Probably pretty straightforward. You got to throw strikes. Bottom part of the batting order, you got to make those guys beat you. I mean, when you look at Yuki Nomura hitting the home run, Nomura is a bit dangerous. He is in that bottom half of the batting order, but the bottom third of the order, you got 2 players batting below the Mendoza line, and Nomura here, who strides to the plate, he entered the game hitting .244. He's picked his average up a little bit here in small at-bats. So here comes the first offering from Matsumoto, but instead he throws to first base, and getting back in time is the runner Kamikawa Kabata. Dinger says, where is Hanshin playing their home games for now? Well, tonight they're playing at the Kisara Dome in Osaka. That is where they will play their games, most likely. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Narama. Friend Zay says maybe he needs to dust the plate for him. Yeah, absolutely. I'd never seen anything like that. Just stood up casually, asked for time, walks in front, and dusts the plate off. CB says the Hanshin Tigers. Yeah, because the high school tournament's going on at the Koshin Stadium. So for 3 weeks, they get kicked out of their stadium. It's kind of like the Chicago Blackhawks every year when the circus comes to the United Center. They get booted out. They got to go on a 3-week road trip. I think that's every year in November. I can understand early in the season having a 3-week road trip. You can recover from that, but the Tigers going to be interesting to see their first place going into the month of August and how they're able to hang on. There's a fastball delivered. It is popped up over on the third base side in foul territory. It's playable. Moving over underneath it is Richard. He makes the catch, and that's going to retire Narama on a pop up to third for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. So the Tigers will play some home games at the Kyocera Dome, and they will play quite a few games on the road, which is where their schedule will take them. CV said he had an exchange student, was a Tigers fan. He had him for 10 days with them. Now, the Tigers are a very popular team, probably arguably one of the most popular clubs in all of Japan. Tigers, one of the longest running franchises. Yomiuri Giants, of course, the Tokyo team, base team, a very well thought of team, as there's a breaking ball that misses in. Count is 1-0 to Tori Fushimi. Fushimi tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also had a sacrifice bunt. As the right-hander works to the set. And now he delivers squaring to bunt is Fushimi. He drops it down the third base line. He's trying to bunt his way on for a base hit. That's going to roll foul, and the count is 1-1. Don't think of Fushimi with wheels, but the third baseman, Richard, was playing back. Our friend The Plug says, I should have been on the Giants tonight. I don't know what's happening in that game. It was 6-1 last time we peeked in. Looks like it's still 6-1, and it's still in the bottom of the 4th inning. That game there could be taken forever to be able to play. This game here has sort of come to a grinding halt here in the top of the 8th inning. And here comes the offering from the righty. It's a breaking ball that delivers in, and the count now goes to 1-2. Attendance tonight at the PayPay Dome, it's 38,449. A solid crowd here for the Hawks and the Fighters. So the right-hander ready to go again as he gets his sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. So Matsumoto works to the set. Here comes the 1-2 offering. Steady fires over to first and getting back in time as the base runner. It'll be Kondo, Makihara, and Richard to come to bat in the last half of the 8th inning. The Hawks are going to have to try to get themselves another run back, if not more, if they want to stay alive in this one. They have the bats to do it, and as I said before, the Fighters' bullpen is what they needed to see. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Matsumoto kicks and delivers, it's a fastball. Take it for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Fushimi, he watched that one go by as he is gone for out number 3 here in the inning. No 1 run in the inning on the home run by Nomura. There was 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score now is the Fighters 5 and the Hawks 3. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be bringing you all the action when we return here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want.
Welcome back, everybody. It looks like we got another Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighter pitching change, and it looks like it is going to be a number 52 entering the ball game, and that is going to be Takahita Ikeda, as he is going to be taking over here in the 8th inning. So for Takahita Ikeda, he is going to be the 5th pitcher used tonight by the Fighters. He is making his 38th appearance of the 2023 campaign. He's got 1 win and 4 losses. He's worked 37 2/3 innings. He's allowed 27 hits. He's walked 12 and struck out 33. He's got himself an ERA of 3.58. It also looks like we have a new left fielder in the ball game as well, but we'll have to get you that when we see the numbers in just a few moments. So Ikeda in here to work the 8th inning. And he's going to face Katsuki Kondo, Taisi Makihara, and Richard, the heart of the batting order for the Hawks. It's been tough to keep Kondo off the bases tonight. He's got a single home run. He's knocked in a couple, and he's also drawn a walk. Batting from the left side here against the righty Ikeda, who kicks and delivers a fastball for a called strike at 95 miles an hour. The count is 0-1 now to Kondo. That home run that Kondo hit in the 6th inning, it gives him 18 now on the year. He has 67 runs driven in as well. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Ikeda. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander against the left-hander as Kondo waits on the offering here. From Ikeda, kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside. Count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Right-hander working to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. Is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. Third base dugout is where this position here at the PayPay Dome is, that they're more closer toward home plate, and it's really sunk back. It's kind of an interesting position there. It's going to run the count now to 2-2 on Kondo. Kondo disappointed in himself. Figures he probably should have put a better swing on that pitch. So here we go. Here comes the 2-2 offering as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is going to remain at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes is. Kondo gets himself dug in. As the right-hander Akita gets his sign from his catcher Fushimi. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses inside, backs Kondo off the plate, and the count now goes to 3-2. So the fighters here, this is where it gets into trouble. They have a hard time in this bullpen here being able to put hitters away. He's really had to come out here and work hard against the first batter, Kondo. This is pitch number 7 on the way here. Ratchet the pitch count up, work him over a little bit, tire him out. Here comes the 3-2. Fastball, take it for a called third strike. Kondo started his way to first base. The home plate umpire goes up with the right hand and rings him up. Kondo gone for the first out of the inning. We're going to look at the replay on that one, and I got to say, Kondo's probably got a beef. That pitch was across the plate. Looked like it was down, though. They got a home call to the fighters who are on the road as Kondo walks back to the dugout. So the former fighter struck out by his one-time teammate. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. For Makihara tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single. He's flown to left and bounced into a fielder's choice. He takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Makihara. Right-hander Akita kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball down, and the home plate umpire says that Makihara went around on, and the count is now 0-2. So in the hole is Makihara. Got ourselves an entertaining ball game here now, as it's a 5-3 scoreline. Right-hander holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down, goes all the way to the backstop. Got past the catcher Fushimi, went through the wickets of the home plate umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Makihara. Third baseman Richard waits his turn on deck. They need a base runner, do the Hawks. They have a lot of firepower in their lineup. And they've got some firepower on the bench, too. There's a fastball ticket for a called third strike. Not sure what Makihara was looking at, but he took that one. He knew as soon as the pitch came, he was walking back to the dugout. He's gone for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Richard. So I'm not sure what the Hawks' approach is right now, but it's the pitcher, Akita. It's making it look easy. Filling up the zone, throwing strikes. They might be looking or sitting off speed, and he's firing the heat right by him. Well, that's going to leave it up to Richard, who is 0 for 3 in this one. He has lined to third. He has struck out and popped to the pitcher. It's the first time tonight that he has seen Akita, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. On the season, Richard's average has dropped to $1.49. 7 for 47 for the big burly third baseman. He's 0 for He's got no homers and 1 RBI on the year. As the pitch comes in, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. This is his 3rd season of NPB action, and you got to start thinking, better start making some adjustments here, because if not, he might be looking at the unemployment line, trying to figure out how to get things going. You're going to have some patience with him. There's at the same time, you also want to get it going. The league has made adjustments to Richard. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder who makes the catch. As we said, it's no longer the left fielder Namura out there, as they have made the change. That is going to be putting away Richard for the 3rd out of the inning. It looks like it is now, I can't tell you who they've got out there. We look like number 31 on our books, but we don't have 31 on our roster. We'll get that for you when we come back in just a few. We appreciate everybody for listening in. There was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and no Hawks left the board. We are now through 8 complete innings. Your score is the Fighters 5 and the Hawks 3. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 9th. They'll be coming back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. We're glad you guys are listening in. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations, maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart, visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Rouse Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month. Welcome back, everybody. It is the right-hander Roberto Osuna who is coming into the ball game, as he is going to be taking over here. Osuna, it's not a safe situation, obviously, with the Hawks behind 5-3, but he is going to try to come in and keep the Fighters at bay. On the season, this is his 34th appearance. He's got 2 wins and 1 loss. He's got 17 saves. He has worked 33 2/3 innings. He's allowed 18 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 30. And he's got a ERA of 0.80. So Osuna to come in to face the top of the order. It is going to be Gunji, Matsumoto, and Martinez, the scheduled hitters, to face the right-hander here. And what do we have? The Living Room Sports is in the house making the appearance. It's good to see you here, because you're going to be doing the night shift when we pick up the game in the next hour. So hopefully we'll be able to have you back in here at the 1 a.m. hour Pacific time for another ball game. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Gunji. Gunji tonight 0 for 3, a walk and a run scored. Tyler says he left his keys in his office as he was thinking about placing a bet. That's a bit of a problem. There's a fastball that misses inside. Count goes to 1-1 on Gunji. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Friend CB Baseball Card Collector, you or any of the viewers since that video with A.G. Przinsky, will be catcher that showed an American batter who chased a Japanese pitcher all over the field. That would have been Rod Allen. Rod Allen back in the day, the former Detroit Tiger announcer. Former Detroit Tiger was playing there. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Kawase fields it. He throws it to first. That's going to retire Gunji on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. Interesting story on Rod Allen. So Rod Allen and Mario Impemba, the former Tiger broadcast crew, were fired a few years ago in Detroit because they got into a fight. I think it was in Chicago on the last weekend of the season. And Rod Allen was the pitcher who he was playing for the Hiroshima Carp, and they were playing the Chinichi Dragons, and the pitcher hit him with the pitch, and he chased them all over the field, into left field, wherever it was. It was a fastball swung on and missed. Count is 0-1. Living Room Sports says no more buggy whips. Yeah, Jim Price, the Detroit Tiger announcer, unfortunately last week passed away, the radio voice. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. Jim Price was a member of the 1968 World Series champs, was a backup catcher on that ball club. We were talking about him the other day. He was actually recruited by Penn State University and Joe Paterno to play football. Turned that down, signed with the Pirates. That's where he began his professional career, the Pennsylvania native. As a fastball is check swing fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Matsumoto. But unfortunately for Jim Price, as we said, he had passed away. He had battled cancer on and off. He was on the call for that combined no-hitter that the Tigers had against the Blue Jays earlier this year, and then the next day he worked his last game, and that was it. And a month later, he passed away. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into shallow center field. Coming in on it and making the catch is Makihara, and that's going to retire Matsumoto for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it all up to Ariel Martinez. Well, for Martinez, he's had himself a nice night tonight. Let's put it where it is. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single, a homer. He's walked, he's struck out, and he's driven in a pair of runs. So 2 for 3 on the evening. As the right-hander Osuna ready to deliver to Martinez, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a call and strike at 96 miles an hour. The count is 0-1. CV says, worked until he could not. Yeah, it was about a month in between the last ball game until when he passed. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's a fastball that misses down, and the count's 1-1. He had battled cancer on and off over the last number of years. They didn't officially announce that was his cause of death, but listen to his broadcast voice and listen to him in the radio booth, and he was quite weak, actually, in terms of his voice and his strength. Wasn't the same guy. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes now to 1-2. In fact, they said that he was so weak, at least this season, some of the players didn't even know who he was. Some of the newer Tiger players who would come, because he wouldn't even get down to the locker room. He'd literally arrive at the stadium and go right to the broadcast booth. He was kind of, what I would say, kind of weak, and you could hear it in his voice too, not the same type of individual calling the games. There's a fastball that misses inside and backs Martinez off the plate. The count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ariel Martinez. Right-hander Osuna works to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Martinez for the third out of the inning. So Roberto Osuna comes in and retires the side 1-2-3. And that is going to do it here for the Fighters. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 5, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us here tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back with the call right after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. You want to learn about Japanese baseball? See Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction? See Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf? Do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change for the Fighters, and this is going to be number 6 used tonight by Hokkaido. It is going to be Seiji Tanaka coming in here to pitch in the 9th inning. And it is going to be the bottom third of the batting order that he is going to face. It'll be Akira Nakamura, Kenta Imamiya, and Takuya Kai. They're going to have to find a way to get a base runner on so they can flip the batting order over. That is who it is. Seiji Tanaka on in relief here tonight. Our friend Dinger is making predictions. I don't like to make predictions so much on people's demise or their death, but I do have concern for Buck Martinez. He did miss quite a bit of time last year with the battling cancer. I haven't really paid much attention to the Blue Jays a lot this year, so I don't know if he is still in the broadcast booth or not. I knew he was at some point. I don't know how much he's working or how much he is pared back. That's an unfortunate thing. Anybody who has had cancer in their family will know exactly what that is and what that's like, and it's not a pretty thing, that's for sure. So this is going to bring up as we said, Tanaka to pitch here. He is making his 37th appearance of the year. He is 2-2. He's got 18 saves for the Fighters. He's worked 35 innings, allowed 25 hits. He has walked 12 and struck out 35 as the first pitch misses down to Nakamura for ball 1. There's a fastball taken at the knees, and the count goes even now to 1-1. He has a 2.83 ERA on the year, does Tanaka. It's his first year with the Fighters. He spent the first 4 years of his career with the Fukuoka Ball Club, so they are familiar with him. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. He 36 games this year for the Fighters, 34 games in the first 4 years of his career with Fukuoka for the 29-year-old right-hander. The Fighters are more than gladly happy to scoop him up. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 3-1. Hawks need a runner here in the 9th inning. And there's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside to Nakamura. That's going to be ball 4. He's going to get himself a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Our friend CV says some of the Tigers probably still looking for trainer's room in the buffet room at Comerica. Yeah, probably so. That's kind of where they're at. Gabrielle says, who are the Eagles? Yeah, you could have said that quite a bit this year. Who are the Eagles? Well, we have a pinch hitter here for Kenta Imamiya. It's going to be number 32, Tatsuro Yanagamachi, coming in to pinch hit. Yanagamachi batting from the left side here. He's had himself a enjoyable season. The backup outfielder here on to pinch hit. And the first pitch to him is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. For Yanagamachi on the season, he's hitting .263. He doesn't have any homers. He's got 22 runs driven in. He's got an on-base percentage of .379. He can draw walks. So Yanagamachi on to pinch hit here for Kenta Imamiya. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Racing back underneath it is Matsumoto. He makes the catch. And retreating back to first is Nakamura. And that is going to retire Yanagamachi for the first out. He is in the books for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. And the right-hander, Tanaka, is asking for a new baseball. He wants to get rid of the one that he's got there. So the runner at first is Nakamura. It is Takuya Kai coming to bat here with 1 out. Neil Engstrom, who drops into the stream, says, how are you watching the game? Well, that's available for members if you want to join the channel. All the listing of the links is there. We're not going to get into all the rest. When people come into the stream for the first time or they're brand new here, we've got a lot of people that have been watching with us. You can go through our other game feeds from last year and pick it out. As a fastball misses up and away for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We do have a pinch hitter here for Takuya Kai. I'll have to get the information here on this in a moment. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Seiji Tanaka on the hill here. One ball and 1 strike as the batter is waiting here on the offering. It looks like it's Tanagawara, but we'll have to confirm that for you in a moment. As the pitch is taken for a called strike, and now the count goes to 1-2. The pinch hitter is Tanagawara, who has come on to hit for Takuya Kai. Kenta Tanagawara, he is on the season batting .300. He is 9 for 30 with no homers and a couple RBIs. So getting the opportunity to pinch hit for Kai. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike at the knees. Tanagawara down for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the top of the order for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So they're down to their final out, are the Hawks. And coming to the plate will be Kawase. They came in to pinch run for Nomura. So the runner at first, Nakamura, with 2 gone. The Hawks are down to their final out, but it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Kawase. It looks like it's going to be Nomura here. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So the changes are coming fast and furious. This is Asami Nomura, who is in to pinch hit. He's batting 184 on the year with a couple of homers and 5 RBIs. And the pitch from Tanaka is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So right now, Nomura is looking overmatched. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. Moving over underneath it is the third baseman, Kiyomiya. He's going to make the catch. He's going to put it away. And the Fighters are going to take 2 games out of this 3-game set from the Hawks. Your final score, 5-3 for Hokkaido over the Hawks in this one. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. And once again, your final score is the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 5 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3. Stick around, everybody. We are going to be back on within the hour, as we're going to be doing a double dip here tonight back at the top of the hour. Going to do the Lions and the Marines. That game may or not go off right at the top of the hour because there is weather in the area. But the weather is going to clear up for that one. It won't be a long delay if there is one. We are not going to touch that game with the Buffaloes and the Eagles because they're calling for weather to begin just after the game begins. So hang tight, everybody. We'll come back and wrap this one up. And then what we'll do is we'll set up another stream and we'll do the late night stuff with you. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a moment after this.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap this one up, and then we'll come back in the top of the hour to give you another ball game here tonight. Your final score was 5-3. We'll do the roundup. The game in the top of the third got the scoring going on with 1 out. It was a Go Matsumoto walk, or check that, 2 outs, Go Matsumoto walk. And then Ariel Martinez hit a 2-run shot the opposite field to give the Fighters a 2-0 lead. The Fighters added to their lead in the 5th inning. A leadoff double by Taiki Narama. He was sacrificed over to third by Tori Fushimi. After a walk to Yuya Gunji, up stepped Go Matsumoto, and he had a single to drive home Narama with the 3rd run of the ballgame. Ariel Martinez then drew a walk to load the bases, and Kitaro Kiyomiya stepped up and hit a sacrifice fly to left field to bring home the 4th run of the game, and the Fighters had a 4-0 lead. Moved to the 6th inning. In the bottom of the 6th, the Hawks, with 1 out, Yuki Yanagita singled, and Kensuke Kondo hit a 2-run shot. That cut the lead to 4-2. In the 7th inning, with 2 out, it all got going as Takuya Kai led off with a single, and it was a walk to Daichi Nomura, and a single by Shu Masuda brought home the 3rd run of the game, cutting the lead to 4-3. But in the top of the 8th inning, with 1 gone, it was Yuki Nomura stepping to the plate. He had his 11th homer of the year to add some insurance in for the Fighters. And again, your final score was the Fighters 5 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you all for listening in. It is going to be 51 minutes. We'll set up the stream, and we'll get it going here. It is going to be the Marines and the Lions. So we'll do that one there from the ball game, or from the ballpark at the Zozo Marine Stadium in Chiba. As we said, they are calling for some weather early in the game, but it looks like it is going to be clearing shortly after the start time. So we anticipate it is going to be good for baseball there as well. All right, everybody, you have yourselves a great evening. If you're coming back, we look forward to having you. If not, you have yourself a great rest of the night. We will see you guys when we do on the flip side a little bit later. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again shortly.